Shambhavi Mahamudra, what it means. What does the word sham mean to you? Evening or twilight? Twilight means you're in the day, but you're beginning to taste the night. You're in the night, but you're beginning to taste the day. That is a twilight. This is your desire too. You are in the physical realm. There is a longing to go beyond. If you want to go beyond, that's very easy. We could just shoot you in the head, you'll go beyond. But that's not your desire. Your desire is, you want to be rooted in the physical, but you want to have a taste of the beyond. Yes? So you're seeking twilight zone. You don't want to be stuck in the physical, nor do you want to go beyond. You want to be in the physical, you're seeking a twilight zone. So for a long time, unknowingly, you have been seeking a state which we refer to as Shambhavi, where it roots you into the physical, at the same time it gives you a strong taste of the beyond. Shambhavi Mahamudra is as old as humanity, its antiquity goes back. But always it was taught to adepts in close circles of people, never to larger groups. The main reason for this is, Shambhavi has the power and the capability to open up occult dimensions, that one could become capable of doing things which is not necessary for them. Suppose, let's say, for example, you got the power to delve into other people's minds. This is going to be trouble, because the content of your mind is freaking you out. If you come to know what's happening in 100 different minds, it will destroy you. And suppose you could make other people do what you want, then you would do all kinds of silly things and then regret at the end of your life. Because of the occult nature of the practice, it was always kept in very close circles and only to well-established adepts it was given. This is the very first time that Shambhavi is happening to such large groups of people. Today we have hundreds and thousands of people practicing Shambhavi. This is mainly because we have managed to block off the occult dimension completely. This done, that we have taken away the access to occult. The spiritual process of it is phenomenal. The experiential possibility of it is absolutely incredible. But still it was kept in secrecy because of the occult dimension, and that's been taken care of now. These 21 minutes, it's very difficult for a thinking mind, for a logical mind, to understand how by me doing something funny with my breath and my body for 21 minutes is going to transform my life. If I sit like this, how will it transform my life? What nonsense. This is just like if you did not know the relationship between a seed and a tree. If I showed you this little something and I told you, this you take care, this is going to become such a big tree, would you believe me? Nonsense. This little thing is going to become such a big tree? But that's how life has happened, isn't it? Everything about life, that's how it has happened, isn't it so? This is well beyond the logical dimension of your mind. This is a simple process. But if you allow it, it is a phenomenally powerful process. It has transformed any number of lives, not just now, millions of lives through the ages. This powerful process, it is a live process, it is not a practice, it is not a technique, it is a living thing. It is like a seed that you take into yourself and you nourish and it grows. This is not a technical thing. It is not something that you do and you benefit, it is something that you nurture and it yields. So this is not something that you learn, this is something that you receive. When you receive subjective dimensions of life, it is very important as to how you receive it. The same things can be received by two different people in two different ways and it will become two different things. Receptivity happens to you in 5 major centers of your brain. These 5 main centers of your brain are centers of memory, centers of imagination, centers of right perception, centers of perversion and centers of sleep. These are the 5 main centers in your brain. Depending upon which center you receive from, accordingly it works within you in a certain way. So how you receive is very, very important when it comes to subjective dimensions. It once happened, Shankaran Pillai got spiritual thirst. He went looking for a guru. He found one, but a silent one who does not speak. So he went and sat at his feet. Day after day after day after day, for months on end he sat there, but the guru said nothing. I can imagine your state in the last few days. If I just sat here saying nothing, by then you would be crawling up the walls. Yes? By now you would be crawling on the ceiling, I'm sure. Because I'm making all this noise, slowly you are becoming silent. Can you see this? Endlessly I'm making this noise, you are becoming a little quiet. But he found a silent master. Months passed, the guru said nothing. One day Shankaran Pillai burst. Oh master, you and your silence, it may mean a world to you, it's killing me, say something. If you're unwilling to give a whole teaching, at least give me one simple advice that I can stick to. The guru, out of his compassion, opened his mouth and said, Neki kar kuve mein dal. That means do good and throw it in the well. That is, if you do something that you think is good, you should never keep accounts of it. Because the moment you think, I have done something good to somebody, you will start expecting all kinds of silly things from them. And your life will get completely messed if you do good things to other people. If you just do it because that's what is needed, and you thought nothing about it, no problem. If you think, I have done good things to people, you are expecting all kinds of fanciful things from them, you are going to be hugely disappointed and frustrated with life and people and the world. So, if you do something good, throw it in the well, forget about it. Shankaran Pillai felt inspired by this advice. He went out looking for an opportunity to do something good. As he was walking, looking for an opportunity, he saw an old lady, blind of vision, wanting to cross the street. Classic opportunity, isn't it? He went and held her gently by the hand, helped her across the street and pushed her into the well. So how you receive it is very important. So everything that we have been doing here for the last few days is just to ensure that you receive it the right way. If you sit here truly saying, my responsibility is limitless, being aware of the inevitability of what is there right now, your soil is in good condition to receive the seed. The best possible seed, if you take it and put it on a concrete block, it'll go waste, isn't it? However great the seed is, if you throw it on a concrete block, it is going to go waste. So, right now, the soil is good. You must receive it properly. And it is not only important how you receive it, it is also very important from where you receive it. When I say where, because today most of your education has become purely informative. If it comes to information, whether it comes from a teacher or a book or an electronic medium or from the web, it makes no difference. In fact, a book or an electronic medium is far more reliable when it comes to information than a human being, isn't it? A human being can make mistakes with information. But when it comes to subjective dimensions of life, it's extremely important from where you receive it. Here, there are teachers who are teaching for 10, 12, 15 years, but still nobody initiates anybody, because from where you receive it is extremely important. The seed is of a certain quality. If it is maintained in that quality, it has a certain potency because it's a live form. If it was just a technique, we could have written it down in a brochure or in a book or a booklet and given to you, okay, just do this. But it is not a technique, it's a living thing. So it has been nurtured and brought forth for thousands of years through generations with a certain purity and a certain care about it. So from where you receive it is very, very important. We were talking about Akbar and Birbal the other day. Akbar, the emperor, Birbal, his minister. Birbal was such an intelligent and beautiful man that he not only became Akbar's right-hand man, he also became a dear friend. Both of them became very close friends. So one day, Akbar, unannounced, early in the morning, walked into Birbal's house. See, an emperor does not go visiting, all right? Everybody comes to see him. But today he walked into Birbal's house unannounced. Birbal's wife saw the emperor walking into her house. If an emperor walks into your house, you do not know what it means. It could be a fortune or it could be death. So she did not know what's coming. She welcomed him, made him sit down, and then she said, Birbal will not be able to see you right now because he is doing his japa. Akbar got irritated. What is this japa, that he cannot see me? If Birbal's wife had said, Birbal is in the toilet, he cannot see you, Akbar would understand. These things he understands. He is doing japa, what nonsense is that japa that he cannot see me? But he sat down. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 25 minutes. By now, he was in a rage. If you keep the emperor waiting for 25 minutes, heads will roll. Then Birbal came, profusely apologized and said, "If you had only told me that you are coming, I would have been ready for you. It is just that in the morning, when I'm doing my japa, no matter what, I cannot break it. So I'm very sorry." Akbar said, "What is this japa that is so important? Do you know, just now you put your life on the line, keeping me waiting like this." Birbal said, "My guru has given me a certain mantra. Once I start uttering it, I have to utter it this many times. I cannot stop it in between." Akbar asked, "What do you get by doing these things?" Birbal narrated all the benefits that he has derived by practicing japa for the last 40 years. Akbar heard this and said, "Oh, that sounds miraculous. Even I want to do this japa, teach me the japa." Birbal said, "I am not the person to give this to you. If you are interested, I will make arrangements. You must receive it from the right source." Akbar said, "What? 40 years you are practicing it and you cannot teach it to me? What is that nonsense? I want to know the japa now." Birbal said, "I am not the person to give this to you. You have to receive it from the right source. If you are eager, I will make the arrangements." Akbar got really mad. "You and your Hindu nonsense, I'm going to show it to you." He went back to his palace. He called his secret service. He told them, "Who are all the people doing japa in this palace? Round them up and bring them." They rounded up lots of people and brought them. Akbar asked, "What's your mantra?" Fearing for life, all of them blabbered their mantras. Then he cross-checked, investigated, found out what is Birbal's mantra. Then he called Birbal. As Birbal was walking in, Akbar loudly uttered the mantra. "Is this your mantra?" Birbal said, "Yes." "Is my pronunciation correct?" He said, "Yes." "Okay, you refuse to give me the japa. I got the japa in my own way, you watch it. I am going to do this japa and get more benefit than you got." Birbal said, "What you have done is not wise. This has completely transformed my life. What can transform your life can also destroy your life if you do not handle it right. If it has the potency to transform one's life, if you misuse it, it can also destroy your life. This is not wise. If you are so eager, what is the problem? I will make the arrangements for you, receive it from the right source." Akbar dismissed him, "You and your Hindu nonsense, I don't want to listen. I've got the japa in my own way, I'm going to do it." Birbal left it at that. Another day, both of them were sitting in a room discussing some matters of the state. Suddenly, Birbal called the guard who was standing at the door. The guard came running. Birbal pointed towards Akbar and said, "Arrest this man and throw him in the dungeons." The guard started trembling with fear. How can he lay his hands upon the emperor? But now, the chief minister is giving the order, how to disregard it? Not knowing what to do, he started trembling in fear. Akbar looked at this and flew into a rage. Said, "You fool, how dare you ask my personal guard to arrest me?" He told the guard, "Take this fool and put him in the prison, I'll take care of him later." Immediately, the guard caught hold of Birbal and started dragging him out. Birbal started laughing and said, "See, I gave the order, what happened? You gave the same order, see what happened? I told you, you must receive the mantra from the right source." It's very important how you receive it, from where you receive it. This moment has come somehow in your life, not by accident, karma. There is a tradition in this culture. If somebody as much, in South India there's a tradition, if somebody as much as applies the sacred ash on his forehead, people will fall at his feet. Because if he should be able to even do that much in his life, he must have really good karma. So it's worth taking his blessing. Do you know this? If somebody is just whatever kind of fool he is, anybody can put paint on his forehead, okay? But it is understood this way, that if someone has this much fortune, that at least he has the awareness to put this ash upon his forehead, he must be a fortunate being. He has good karma behind him. So somehow we have come to this point where a spiritual process, a live spiritual process, not a teaching, not a philosophy, but a live spiritual process is becoming accessible to you. So we bow down to you because this is a fortune. It's my wish and my blessing. You must allow this to happen to you. This is not a technique, this is not some technical stuff that you do and benefit. This is a live thing that you take in and lovingly nourish. It grows and yields.